My name is Daryl Scott. My company is Big Little Apps, and I'm going to tell you about a brand new app we're launching called LiveChannel. The problem that LiveChannel goes after is really about communication between retailers and restaurants and their customers.
Can you please, I'm sorry, can you please come a little closer?
Sure. That better? Yeah. The communication between retail, restaurant customers and their staff is inefficient. And so the problem with that is that customer dissatisfaction due to trying to get sales assistance when they need it. So, sitting in a restaurant trying to get a check or dessert or service at your table. Extra work for staff who are then going around saying, do you need help? Can I help you? And those people don't need it, whereas people who do need it aren't getting help when they need it. Lost sales opportunities, and particularly you can think of big box stores like Best Buys and home stores and so on, where you're trying to get sales help and can't find someone who might be a few aisles over, but you can't get to them efficiently. So that results in decreased repeat business and really unhappy people all around, so unhappy customers, staffing, and management. Yet the interesting thing, of course, is that customers increasingly use mobile devices in the store. And Google did a little study last year that kind of delved into that. And they found really 79% of smartphone owners are what they call smartphone shoppers, who use their smartphone in shopping. And of those, 84% of those actually use their smartphones in the store. So probably no surprise to any of you who do the same. And that was true across all different categories of retail, where people use their smartphone in the store to help them, assist them with shopping. And the interesting thing they also found was that smartphone shoppers actually are really very good customers. They spend more on average than people who don't use their smartphones for shopping. So the conclusions really are two. When you hear this topic about showrooming, and retailers for a while were thinking, how do we prevent people from using mobile devices in stores? Really now the idea is to really embrace the use of mobile in the store, because customers are going to use it anyway, so you might as well figure out how to take advantage of that. And secondly, mobile isn't really an option as far as use in store. And the quote that they have, which is very good, is mobile device is always on, always with shoppers, and is one of the biggest influencers in the store today. So the opportunity for LiveChannel is really based on two facts. This lack of in-store communication, bad for customers, staff, management, and sales ultimately. And the second fact, the customers actually increasingly use mobile devices in the store. So they have these fantastic communication devices, but they can't get somebody that's 10 or 15 feet away from them to help them in the store. So the solution, of course, that we're talking about here is LiveChannel. LiveChannel is an app that solves this last few feet connection problem between staff and retail and restaurant customers. So it really provides an in-store customer-staff connection using an app, iOS and Android. You can think of it as sort of it's a flight attendant call button for the rest of the world. You need help, you're in a place, you push the button on your phone, and you get help when you need it. It also provides instant access to the retail store or restaurant's website, where they can put up live specials and information for people who are shopping in the store. So I'll show you quickly how it works. For customers and staff, there's a single app, a simple one button. And the button just says, tap here to scan the LiveChannel code at your location for service now. So you tap that button, it scans a QR code, and depending on the type of location you're at, for example, in this case, I'm in a restaurant supposedly called the Steakhouse. My app now says I'm a customer sitting at table 12, but I have three buttons. One says service please, one says dessert, one says check. If I want one of those, I tap the button. What happens when I tap the button, the staff member who came in also used the same LiveChannel app. They scanned a QR code back in the kitchen when they came on their shift, and now their device is ready to listen for requests for all the customers that are in the particular zone or areas that they handle. When the customer taps on that button, then through notifications, those appear on the server or on maybe an iPad at a central location, if you choose, all those requests that came in from that user who wanted service and dessert and check requests and so on that way on the device. That's true whether the device is on or off, of course. These are notifications, so if it's turned off, if it's gone to sleep, if it's in your pocket, you'll get a normal message, just like a text message. Will come through a notification that someone needs help in your area. So how do you set up all these codes? It sounds complicated. It's actually not. There's a very simple little form on the LiveChannel website in Big Little Apps that just has 4 really required fields. You select what type of facility you are, like a full-service restaurant, the name of your facility. You can put the name of the service area defaults, for example, tables for restaurants or aisles for grocery stores or departments for department stores. And then you can create as many zones as you want. In this case, I said I'm I have a zone with table 1, 3, 5, 7 to 10, and that's going to be zone 1. So once the server logs into zone 1, all those tables messages will go to that particular server. They hit a button and it creates a page of these QR codes that are the entire setup for the facility. And then they simply post those codes. And for a customer, would go with the appropriate table. And there would be about a business card sized little code that comes up and it just says, if you have LiveChannel app, scan this for service now. And if you don't have it, you can download it on the App Store or Google Play. And as we said before, the staff at some central location in the back has scanned in when they started their shift that way. So it's kind of a win-win-win. Customers get instant staff help, and they get product info as well, quick access to live site for that store and other in-store specials. Staff get notification from customers who actually need help at that moment, so they're more efficient, they don't waste time. Management gets an instant setup. There's no cost or system integration for this. They get opportunities for really hyper-local marketing to offers for people who are actually in the store at the moment they're ready to buy something, which results in hopefully happier customers and more revenue, and a happier staff who can really wait on customers who are looking for their help.
1 minute.
Okay? And most of all, advertisers, highly targeted location-based advertising for in-store shoppers using the device at the moment of an active purchase consideration, and really importantly, identified by a customer's current retail context. So when I set up, for example, before that I was in a grocery store, I know from an advertising point of view that someone's standing in a grocery store with their device at that moment staring at it, or a retail store, or a furniture store, or whatever type of device that a store does that way. So our business model is 2 stages. This app just went in the App Store recently. It's free for everyone, for customers, for the facilities, for management. And then the second stage is really to monetize, and there are several different ways. I mean, there's an analytics module that we're in development, and that actually then can track for management of those facilities, where requests are coming from, and which people are getting how many requests, and over time, and in which locations. There's also opportunities for customization to localize, customize even further for particular retail locations. And most importantly is this location-based advertising revenue that can come as volume builds on that. So future expansion, QR codes now, as you probably know, Bluetooth Low Energy was mentioned before. iBeacons from Apple is in all the Apple stores, and just going into Safeways and many other locations. So in that case, LiveChannel, we're working to integrate iBeacon support, so you can just walk into a store without scanning anything, press the button, and it will know where you are in that store to be able to get help for you when you need it. And also, if you think of wearables, as if and when they come, I can imagine my iWatch someday, I can tap, check please, and someone will come bring me my check. So our call to action really is for, retailers and restaurants. If you happen to be one of those, know one of those, offer it as a free state-of-the-art benefit for your customers. So you can increase in-store satisfaction for your customers, which they have a lot of problem with at retail now, and sales, and make your whole operation more efficient.
10 seconds.
Okay. For partners who offer services to those kinds of places, that's really what we're looking for very much in terms of partnerships, particularly those that are involved in installing any of these iBeacon installations, because we have a great solution that works in tandem with iBeacons. And last but not least, shoppers and diners, spread the word. It's kind of like if any of your oldest remember when MTV came out and it said if you don't get it, tell your cable provider I want my MTV. Well, tell your restaurant or your favorite store you want your LiveChannel and help us spread the word. There, made it. That's LiveChannel, your last channel.